Good evening, good morning, whatever time of day it is for you. I hope you're having a good one. I am kind of having a mixed one. This is now going to be the second time that I've done this audio for this video, the first time of which it was deleted, disappeared, pretended not to exist at all. But that's alright, we're getting all that worked out. So at the very least, I hope you're doing a little bit better than I am, but not to worry, we're going to be alright. But enough about that. Let's get to why we're here today. I'm Thor, and we are back to the nonsense happening in Gotham City as we continue on to part 3 of my playthrough of Batman Arkham Knight, and specifically playing through the City of Fear storyline. And in case you're not familiar with what happened during part 2, let's go ahead and give you a summary. In the last video, we found out the Scarecrow was not working alone, and along with the militia, there is a new Arkham Knight character backing him up and wanting to hunt down Batman. We then raided Ace Chemicals and saved 2 out of 5 of the workers there. And remember, if it were Aquaman, it would have been 5 out of 5 saved. But he's not in this game. After we got the workers to the GCPD and gave them plenty of material necessary to file a workplace grievance, we tracked down Scarecrow, but ultimately dropped the ball when it came to capturing him because he revealed that Barbara Gordon, Oracle, had been taken as a hostage. Also, Ace Chemicals was rigged to blow, and then Batman had to try and escape and does so just barely as it goes up in smoke and begins to fall apart. After all, this really shouldn't be very surprising with so much of the game not being played yet. As we go forward into part 3, you'll start to notice that Joker is around, and he will be a constant presence just because he is a figment of Bruce's imagination. But why is that? Well, it turns out Batman and a few people that he captured have been infected with a virus that comes from Joker's blood. As a result of that virus, their mental state is deteriorating and they are starting to mirror more of Joker's personality. And the ultimate fear is that they may eventually become the new Jokers. Out of concern for eventually becoming indistinguishable from the Joker, Robin is trying to throw together a cure that way it doesn't happen. Although Robin does not know that Batman is infected. He just knows that the other people are. So yeah, developments. I certainly have more thoughts on this storyline, but we'll get into that whenever it's a little bit more relevant. For right now, we're just going to pick up where we left off, going to see Commissioner Gordon, and having to unfortunately tell him that his daughter has been kidnapped by Scarecrow and the Arkham Knight.
The look on his face when you tell him his daughter's been kidnapped. And it's all your fault. This is going to be classic.
Hey, there are Marky Mark and Brewer, the 2 people that we saved from Ace Chemicals.
I've got to go. Batman's here. What's wrong?
Jim,
Come on, you're scaring me.
it's Barbara. She's been taken.
No. I spoke to her. She said she got out. She left hours ago.
Stay calm. We'll get her back.
Which one? Who's got my little girl?
Scarecrow. They took her from the clock tower.
All right, we need to go. There could be a clue, something that will lead us to her.
I'll follow. Stay in contact.
You've got to tell him it's your fault at some point, Bats. And the great thing is, I'll be standing right there when you do.
Jim, I need you to stay focused. It's dangerous out there. Drive slow and let me deal with any trouble.
Why did I let this happen?
There's no way you could have predicted this, Jim.
It's my job to predict it as a cop and a father. The whole thing's gone down on my watch.
While we are just driving around Gotham and escorting Commissioner Gordon, I cannot help but think about the people that we have left behind at the GCPD building. Specifically, I'm thinking about Mark and Brewer. We found out in the last video that Mark is a gigantic French toast fan, and who can blame him? French toast is awesome. What we did not figure out was much about Brewer. Now Brewer, lacking a personality and specifically never giving us any information about his breakfast preferences, we're left to just interpret. And what I believe is that Brewer is more of a waffles guy. And with them having different opinions about what the ideal breakfast is, that really shouldn't prevent them from being able to have a nice conversation about it, which, as we saw with the GCPD, they are in fact talking to each other in the midst of their survival. Now, being together and surviving together, I'd like to think they are now planning a survivor's breakfast where they will have as much French toast and waffles as they want.
That's the last of them. We're clear.
It's too dangerous, Jim. Get in the Batmobile. I'll take us to the clock tower.
This scene right here, take a look. I cannot drive forward. There is an invisible wall. I am stuck on thin air. A goat got stuck in a rock. I don't know what's happening. All I know is it's a glitch.
Just get us there in one piece, Batman. We're running out of time.
Sir, before you head to the clock tower, I thought you may like to hear the analysis of the Arkham Knight's forces you requested.
What have you got, Alfred?
I've set the Bat computer to analyze militia presence across the 3 islands and provide you with a real-time representation of the occupation's strength in each zone. As you can see, Miagani Island is heavily occupied, with a substantial drone ground force controlling the roads. Founders Island is the militia stronghold, protected by long-range radars and a missile launcher. I'd recommend keeping the Batmobile away from there for the time being. The remaining drone forces on Bleak Island have been redeployed to protect the clock tower, so expect significant resistance.
Thanks, Alfred. I'm heading there now.
Sergeant! Yes, sir? The extraction squad's down. Take control of the clock tower drones. He's coming. Switching to manual control. I'll stop him, sir.
We have another tank battle, which means we have more time to fill. To do that, I'm just going to come up with a random topic about every single time one of these tank battles occurs. Right now, I feel like a good topic would be glitches in the Batman Arkham Knight video game. Since we just saw where I could not drive forward, it can only go left and right for a little while. Stuff like that happens in this game a lot, and I like to highlight a few of the ones that we've already seen in this game. If we were to go back and look at the very first video, we got to see the glory of vibrating Batman. We also got to see random sliding Batman. These glitches tend to occur a lot whenever there is an animation beginning while your gameplay is still active, like you're running towards something and then the scene begins. And that's exactly how sliding Batman happened, because the scene began when we were, I assume, a little too far away. So to close the gap, you just see Batman sliding across the road in order to reach the militia person.
Cauldron unit destroyed.
There are militia troops all over the clock tower, Jim. You'll be safe in the Batmobile. I'll let you know when the area is secure.
I'm not just sitting here while you go after those bastards.
Yes, you are, Jim. Barbara wouldn't want you to get yourself killed. I'll be in touch the minute I'm done.
The second.
Other than just those, though, you have a bunch of Batmobile ones that happen for me a bunch too, like the one we just saw, but also whenever you're hitting jumps, you can sometimes run into buildings and get stuck on them. You can end up landing on the side of the Batmobile and you can't wiggle it free, or worse of all, you get stuck between 2 different objects and literally nothing you can do can get you out of it, to include not being able to eject out of the Batmobile. The game overall functions really, really well, but on those few occasions it doesn't, it's pure gold. You're probably going to start to see a shift in how I approach the Predator maps going forward. Rather than wait for everybody to be in the perfect position for you to take them out without them noticing you, you're going to see me be a lot more risky and start going after people and risk getting shot. Now, if this were New Game Plus, that'd be an absolutely terrible idea, because 2 or 3 shots will kill you. Here, though, the difficulty is way less. You're going to end up getting shot plenty of times before you die, so even if you screw up, it's a lot more forgiving. With that being said, there's not as much reason to be discreet, and without that discretion, you can run through these Predator maps pretty quickly. And since I want to get these videos under a certain amount of time, I'm okay with the speedy option.
Jim, the area is secure. Meet me in the clock tower.
I'm impressed. Your tricks don't seem new from all, Batman.
Colleen? Is that you again?
Candygram! Oh, don't pass out just yet. Come on. Show a little spine. Just wait till your father gets home. He's going to be furious about all this mess.
As grim as this scene is to watch, I do enjoy when the Arkham series does major callbacks to comic events like this. The one we just witnessed is from The Killing Joke, which, as you can probably tell, is the event that led to Barbara Gordon's paralysis and her transition away from being Batgirl to being Oracle.
Nothing like a trip down old memory lane, eh, Bats? And now a front row seat to the main event. You would have thought old Jim Gordon had been through enough. First, some handsome young maniac cripples his daughter. Now he's blaming himself for her being taken. You really should tell him this is your fault, Bats. I'm sure he'll understand. I mean, it's not like you went out and got his daughter killed. Well, not yet anyway. The night's...
This isn't the only time the Arkham series does this. Another one that comes to mind that I really like is from the prequel game Arkham Origins, and it's in relation to Joker back when he was still with the Red Hood gang, and when he fell into the vat of acid or whatever chemical it was at Ace Chemicals. It's a lot more a demented version of it because it's from the Joker perspective, and I really like how Rocksteady handled that.
Oh God, no.
This isn't your fault, Jim.
Of course it is. Crane's done this to get to me. I should have been here.
There's something I need to show you.
We haven't got time. She's not like us.
Identity confirmed.
She's strong, Jim. Stronger than you realize.
She works for you? This is all your fault.
I will find her.
She's my family! My daughter! She's all I've got! I never should have trusted you. Never! I'll do this on my own. Stay away from my family.
Considering the kinds of things that helmet goes on to survive in this game, Jim Gordon needs to get his hand looked at immediately. That thing is probably going to need a cast.
I think that went quite well, considering. Of course, I wouldn't have told him, but that's why it's so liberating being me. You've got a lot to look forward to, Bats.
I need to find out what happened to Barbara. They covered their tracks by disabling the clock tower security cameras. If I hack the municipal CCTV system, I should be able to monitor all access points to the building. That's the Arkham Knight. He's got Barbara. I need to confirm which car he took her in. Concentrate.
Oh, come on.
Find who took Barbara and how.
It's right there.
There. That's the vehicle they took Barbara away in.
You don't say.
Those tires are Amertech D60s. I can program the Batmobile to track their unique tread pattern. It'll lead me right to them.
Now that I think about it, how did Scarecrow know to go after your IT department? I mean, I had no idea she worked for you when I shot her. I just got lucky. Seriously, I was aiming for her head. Oh, if I'd only had a video camera when I swept Barbara off her feet. Poor old Jimbo had to make do with a slideshow.
The tire tracks will lead me to Barbara. I can use the Batmobile forensic scanner to follow them.
Alfred, I want the Arkham Knight's name.
As do I, Master Bruce. He has presumably chosen that title for a reason. Where do you suggest we start?
Arkham City. Go through the files of every inmate who was released following the death of Hugo Strange. And Alfred,
Sir?
they knew about Barbara. Activate the Batcave security protocol. Don't drop your guard.
I've got Oracle, Batman. Now you care who I am. Just gotta find me. But Gotham's a big place, and there's a whole lot in between us. I'm ready for you.
Alfred, the militia have deployed a device. It's burrowed deep into the road.
Yes, I see it. Similar devices are being planted across the city.
I'll investigate. It's a bomb, Alfred. A well-armored one.
Oh dear. In that case, sir, should you really be standing quite so close?
I'm going to set up a remote link to the Bat computer and hit it with every virus we've got. Once we're hacked in, I can expose the core and defuse it with a controlled explosion.
Very good, sir. Though I should warn you that the militia has already deployed a platoon of its unmanned tanks to stop you.
They won't.
Sir, the virus upload has destabilized the device. If you move too far away and lose the connection, it will flatten everything within a 10-block radius.
As you predicted, sir, he's trying to defuse the device. The drones you requested have been deployed. We need those bombs in place, Sergeant. They're our deterrent. I know, sir. I'll stop him dead. Batman's taking out a Rattler. Multiple units offline. These machines are relentless. Unlike you, they don't give up. They don't hesitate, they don't hold back, and they are not afraid of you, Batman. You won't beat me next time.
The bomb's payload is exposed. I can use the power winch to trigger a controlled explosion.
You think that's it, Dark Knight? I've got this whole city wired to blow. Try and disarm the explosives, and you'll face even more of my drones. You see, I've waited years. No one is taking this from me. I'll get a charred crater if they try.
Sir, that warning was broadcast publicly. I suspect the Arkham Knight wishes to discourage outside intervention.
Alfred, the Arkham Knight's trail leads into Miagani Island. Lower the Mercy Bridge.
I can't, sir. We're locked out.
The militia must have hardwired into the transport control system. Find me their access point.
Right. Tracing the network traffic, it seems to have all been rerouted to Grand Avenue Station.
Then that's where they'll be. I'll proceed on foot and take over their access point. I'll contact you when you're able to lower the bridge.
Be careful, sir. Miagani Island is rife with militia drones and troops.
Listen up, man. We control the bridges, but Batman can and will adapt. Stay alert. Watch the skies.
That is one bomb out of the way, but it certainly will not be the last. As they implied, there will be a lot more, but that is a problem for future Batman. They'll end up being its own side mission, and we will handle that in the postgame.
Inspired the herd. But what happens when their idol falls from his pedestal?
The station's crawling with the Arkham Knight's militia. I need to clear them out and find the access point they're using to hack into the transport network.
Other than just callbacks to major events in comics that were related to Batman, this game also does a pretty good job of picking little details out from unrelated Batman comics, like comics for other superheroes or just other events throughout all of DC. One of those little details that came to mind was when reviewing the surveillance footage and seeing Amertech be referenced. Amertech is a good example because other than just being a company whose tires are on the Arkham Knight's vehicle, they are also a consistent antagonist for another DC hero named Steel. So that's pretty cool. I don't know too much about Steel other than a couple of appearances in comic runs I liked. He was never the main character in them, but he was in them. He's not in this game at all, so he's not super relevant, but if you're interested in having a bad movie night and you want to make your friends watch something truly horrible, there is a live-action Steel movie that exists starring Shaquille O'Neal. Just know, I am telling you now that it is terrible. So if you choose to torture yourself and watch it, that's not my fault. That being said, if you're up for taking that risk and have a few drinks in you, bust it out. See how you and your friends like it. I know you won't.
Glad you're putting up a fight, Batman. I expected nothing less.
With the Arkham Knight's men taken care of, I can use their uplink terminal to lower the bridges.
Isn't that Barbara's job? Oh, right. In all the excitement, I almost forgot. You don't really believe old Jimbo's gonna forgive you if you save her. He holds a grudge, Bats. I should know.
Alfred, I've re-enabled the bridge controls.
Marvelous. I'm rebooting the network now.
Forget Scarecrow. It's time to face your one true nemesis, Batman.
Oh dear. Is that who I think it is?
Enigma. Contact me when you're ready with the bridge.
Riddle me this. Why would a Batman visit an abandoned orphanage?
Eddie, sweetie, you've confused me with Robin. The big guy and I aren't all that close.
Oh, I know. It's because of what will happen to his feline friend if he doesn't get here in time. Shocked, Dark Knight? Stunned? You didn't expect this, did you? That is because you are no match for me, Edward Nygma, the Riddler, and your intellectual superior. Did you think I would just forget our last meeting, Dark Knight? You humiliate me. I know you will not beat me this time. It is utterly impossible. You cannot do it. I have won already. I will mock your attempts to solve my conundrums. I will stand triumphant over your bloodied corpse. And as the dim light fades for good in your tiny dullard's mind, your final thought will be how I have bested you. Come to the orphanage, detective, or she dies.
Takes down.
Tell me why.
I don't know anything. I swear. I just tied her up and left her inside.
Why? What's Nigma's play?
I ain't got a clue. I just brought her here and planted some of those trophies nearby. That's it. You gotta believe me.
I do.
I know what this scene is. I know what happens in this scene. Batman is kneeing a Riddler informant. However, this is a terrible camera angle for that, because it just makes it look like Batman is teabagging him. And that's not cool, Bruce. That's not cool.
Batman? That had better be you, and you had better be sorry.
Keep still. Are you okay?
Perfect. What little girl doesn't dream of being bait for her strapping Dark Knight?
We're leaving.
You might be, but I'm not.
Ah, both contestants are finally here. Tonight, folks, we've got riddles galore. But first, let me introduce my beautiful assistants. I'm growing tired of my dependence upon the least useless dregs I can scrape from Gotham's utterly uninspired underbelly. Why rely on others for help when you can design, program, engineer, and manufacture it yourself?
As the name would suggest, I am going to be spending a lot of time as Batman while playing this. After all, the name of the game is Batman Arkham Knight. That being said, there will be brief opportunities to either be Batman or another character like Catwoman here. So, to take a break from so much Batman, I will take every opportunity I can to play as another character, and just switch things up a bit.
No doubt you enjoyed that, Detective. It's the most fun you'll have all night. You see, Dark Knight, this feisty, felonious feline has been fitted with a shiny new collar. With each challenge you complete, you'll get one little key. Collect every key and the kitty goes free. Remove it too soon and the kitty goes boom! Well, don't just stand there, Dark Knight. Take that rocket-fueled roadster of yours and make your way to the Cauldron Train Yard. My first test is waiting.
And just to show you what happens if you do try piloting Catwoman out of the orphanage.
I'll be back soon.
You'll be... What are you waiting for? Do I have to get my claws out? Don't keep me waiting.
Sir, I've regained control of the bridges.
Good work. I'll contact you when I'm in position at Mercy Bridge.
Well, Batman, old boy, this is quite the dilemma, isn't it? Do you save the incompetent friend who got herself kidnapped, or the incompetent friend who got herself kidnapped? Personally, I go see Eddie's latest contrived death gauntlet. I'm sure he went to a lot of trouble. Besides, you can't save all of Barbara. I killed half of her already.
This is not really going to be
I'm
much
heading
of a
to Mercy
choice
Bridge
for
to
me.
pick up the trail of the Arkham Knight
Selina will
vehicle.
have to wait, since aside from this first meeting that is required to advance the main story, for the rest of City of Fear, all of the Riddler Catwoman parts of the game are just side missions. And as side missions, they'll eventually get their own videos. And while I may do some side missions off screen for leveling up, most of those are going to be completely done by me in the post game.
Batman's got a tank? That's cheating.
Alfred, I'm at the bridge.
One moment, sir. I should probably warn you, there's a significant militia presence ahead.
Duly noted.
I managed to access the files Miss Gordon was working on before her abduction. It would seem she found a weakness in the drones, sir. A direct hit from the Vulcan gun on their sensor array should destroy them with a single shot.
Sergeant? Sergeant, Mercy Bridge is being lowered. He's coming.
Mama drone's online and ready to engage.
If you can help it, after the bridge is lowered, I would only do that first tank battle all in one cluster like that. You're going to have to travel around Miyagani Island quite a bit, and you can just progressively pick off the tanks one by one as you travel around. There's not much of a point of trying to seek them all out right now. And that's just my opinion. And in all likelihood, early on, you're going to end up facing a huge amount of them all in one area, just like I did. So you'll probably wipe out a good number of them right off the bat, but don't feel like you have to hunt down every single one of them. At least not right now.
He despises you, this Arkham Knight. What did you do, hero, to enkindle such hatred?
Rat, look down! Batman took out a drone.
Make him pay.
He got a drone. No! Drone unit destroyed at Ranelagh Ferry Terminal. Batmobile spotted! Kingston! Alpha target wiped out the drone unit in Kingston!
It's over, Dark Knight.
Alpha targets hit a drone! Control, Falcon 5. Tank spotted on Miyagani Island. Over.
The Arkham Knight's vehicle swerved and crashed up ahead. Car's empty. The Arkham Knight must have taken Oracle and moved on. I should examine the vehicle more closely. The car veered off an empty road. Why?
Seat belts, people.
Looks like the driver wasn't
Seat
wearing
belts.
his seatbelt. I should find the body.
Traces of pepper spray on the right side of the driver's face.
Oracle must have been in the passenger seat and deliberately caused the crash. Clever. I should check the area where she was sitting. The door was torn off during the crash.
If I can find where it came to rest, I can determine exactly what happened. Torn cleanly off the hinges. The door must have been opened before the crash. Oracle got out. I need to examine the reconstruction, pinpoint where she landed. Oracle got free of the vehicle before the crash. Oracle stopped here. Someone took a shot at her. I should analyze the point of impact for ballistic evidence. The caliber of the weapon is a match for the Arkham Knight sidearm. The trajectory and impact velocity points to a shooter that matches his height. At this range, he couldn't have missed. A warning shot. I've missed something. Oracle knew she couldn't escape, but she caused this crash for a reason. She must have left a clue while crawling away. Lucius, Oracle left me the scrambler device at the scene of the crash. Decrypt the data so I can pinpoint the Arkham Knight's location.
This kind of thing was more Miss Gordon's specialty. I'll see what I can do, but it'll take me a little while.
I'll meet you at Wayne Tower when you're ready. Alfred, give me an update on Gotham's Most Wanted.
One moment, sir. Right, these two are just in. A mysterious hooded figure has been spotted on a rooftop in Grand Avenue. He appears to be standing beside a burning bat symbol, sir. It might be wise to establish whether this interloper is friend or foe. Reports are also coming in of a blaze at the Bristol fire station. One suspects arson, sir, as the power to the building has been cut, disabling the fire suppression system. You may wish to investigate.
Alfred takes the time to tell us about 2 side missions that became available to us. There are other side missions available, but I'll take a moment just to explain the ones that he detailed, as well as one that is somewhat hidden and you have to uncover to start. The first one he mentioned regarding a hooded figure next to a burning bat symbol, that's going to be Azrael. He's going to be picking up where he left off in Arkham City, and it'll just be a series of combat trials. The other one that he mentioned, a fire station that is on fire, that one's going to be Firefly. He'll be returning for the first time since the prequel game, Arkham Origins. And it's mostly going to be a series of Batmobile chase missions. The somewhat hidden one is going to be the Creature of the Night side mission. That one's going to be all about Man-Bat. Man-Bat's appearing in the series for the very first time, and fortunately for him, he made it just in time for the last game in the series. To kick off his mission, you have to start flying by buildings within Gotham City. More specifically, grappling up them. Ones at the top, certain ones will trigger an event where you get a Man-Bat jump scare, and then he flies away, and then suddenly the side mission begins and you can start tracking him. If you don't somehow accidentally trigger this, you will eventually see him just flying around Miagani Island, and whenever you see that, you can just glide into him to start the mission.
Nice of you to drop in, Mr. Wayne. I suppose you weren't really dressed for the front entrance.
Have you finished the decryption?
Fully decoded. I've downloaded all recent militia radio transmissions and their corresponding coordinates to your machine.
Thanks, Lucius. I can scan the network for the Arkham Knight's voice print and determine the location of his last broadcast.
You know, if I'd ever been curious about your identity, I would have torn off that mask years ago. I always figured the truth would be a letdown. But I have to admit, masquerading as Gotham's least interesting socialite is one hell of a cover story. The dead parents are just icing on the cake.
You had to go and spoil the surprise.
I was hoping to keep her under wraps until she's ready. Next generation disruptor. She's still a couple of weeks from completion, but I figured you'd appreciate a working prototype. I should have her with you later on this evening.
Thanks, Lucius. I think I might need it.
Identity confirmed. Good evening, Mr. Wayne. Upload waveform for analysis.
Now I've waited long enough. Batman dies. Tonight.
Scanning communications for voice print match. Location verified.
Got it. The Knight's transmitting from the Miyagani tunnel network.
Glad to be of assistance, Mr. Wayne. While you're here, we've been working on some further upgrades for your car. Let me know where you'd like us to focus our efforts. An upgrade to your weapons generator will let you overcharge the Batmobile's secondary weapons. You'll be a force to be reckoned with. Excellent choice. I'll prepare it right away. Now, if there's anything else you need, I'll be here all night. It's not like I could leave this city even if I wanted to.
Bruce? It's Vicky. Are you there? I know you're listening to these messages. Look, if it's about that article, blame Ryder. I had nothing to do with it, I swear. Call me, okay? I miss you, Brucey.
Take care, Mr. Wayne. You know where to find me.
Alfred, I've traced the Arkham Knight to the Miyagani tunnel system.
Excellent news, sir. But I'm detecting a significant drone presence in the area. It would be folly to engage them without the Batmobile.
Noted.
Shall I open the south entrance?
Hold off until I get there, Alfred. I don't want to spoil the surprise.
Oh, crap. I did not mean to summon the Batmobile there. I'm locked in the animation. I don't know if I'm gonna get away from this before I die. Nope.
Oh, Bats, you big kidder. You don't fool me. Bats? Bats!
Well, that was my first death of the run, and it was a complete accident. Let's just go ahead and get in there and try this again. No, not again, not again, not again. Okay, it's time to course correct here.
I need to stay.
Oh, you've got to be shitting me! Out of range.
I need to stay within range of the remote control.
See, can I beat them? Just staying in this little triangle.
I need to stay within range.
Maybe, but I'm not torturing myself. Let's just bring it to me.
It's under attack.
Alright, we have another tank battle. I have to come up with something to talk about during these tank battles. I've been improvising up till now, but I'm not sure if I can keep doing that. And as you can tell, they are getting way more frequent and longer. There really is not anything new being added to these battles, and there's not any meaningful dialogue spoken during them either. So I think adding a consistent topic during these scenes seems like a good idea. I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to do, but I liked how I kind of got sidetracked with Steel and his connection to Amertek earlier. And since that gave me an idea, I think I'll start talking about other DC characters during these scenes and just talk about their involvement in this series, or their comics, or them in other media like movies, just really anything I find interesting. In fact, in the background over there, there's a sign for LexCorp, which makes me think I would like, during the next big tank battle that's just going to take a long time, to kind of share my thoughts on the character of Lex Luthor, or at least bring up a comic series that heavily involves him that I really like. I don't think I have long enough in this tank battle to really get into that and do it justice, but yeah, the next time I have a lot of time to kill during one of these drone attacks, we'll be hearing about Lex Luthor.
Alfred, I'm at the tunnel entrance. Open the doors.
Just a moment, sir. I'm accessing the building's security mainframe.
Oh, whoops. That works a lot better when you remove the vent first.
There's another blast door. I need you to open it.
Oh dear. It seems they've locked me out of the system. They must know you're here.
Don't worry, Alfred. I'll find another way in. Have you made any progress on the cure?
Getting there. Hey, I haven't heard from Barbara for a while. Is she okay?
She's fine. She's working on something for me. It's important.
But she's safe, right?
Don't worry, Tim. Just keep working on that cure.
Oh, Bats! How very me of you! Though I can see why you didn't tell him after old Jimbo's hysterical overreaction. Still, if you cared about Barbara the way that little sidekick of yours does, maybe she wouldn't have got kidnapped in the first place. They're star-crossed, Patsy. Like me and you. Shame they're being torn apart thanks to your crusade. So let's recap. Barbara's kidnapped, and face it, probably dead. You're lying to Loverboy Wonder about it, and dear old Jim's marched off on his lonesome to save the day. Not your best day at the office, Bat. On your mind? Come on! Let Robin out of his cage! You can't force him to slave over your cure! Plus, if he gets himself killed out there, you won't have to tell him about Barbara. It's win! You think he's really gonna fix your nasty case of jokeritis? Not a chance. I'm chronic, Brucey. I'm lingering. We both... Oh, there's no cure for me. Can you remember when it was simple? Back in the old days when it was just you, me, a regular war against crime? Well, take a look, Bats. Things change. Now it's just war, with you standing right bang in the center.
As bright as it is in here, I really doubt that none of the militia saw Batman. I believe there's at least one person who saw him, and then immediately said nothing and ignored it, thinking to themselves, I am not getting paid enough for this.
Of course, like with any war, there are casualties. It's inevitable, unavoidable. Like death. Well, maybe not death. I seem to have sidestepped that one. Still, not all of us are so lucky.
You're not going anywhere, old man. Tri-weave titanium-coated armor plating. Nice. Unless you know exactly where to shoot. You're good, Dark Knight. Even better than I remember. It's gonna make it even more satisfying when I kill you. Oh, and don't worry about Barbara. I'll take better care of her than you ever could. Batman's in the control room. Show him what happens when he messes with minds.
You're not getting through me!
Oops, I completely forgot to counter that one. Well, he did just get shot, so I guess it makes sense for him not to be dodging and blocking like he's 100%. Yeah, we're gonna run with that and just completely act like I didn't just drop the ball there.
Knock him down!
Ah! No! Stop it! No! Sword! Stop doing that. Bullets equal bad.
You're surrounded, Batman! No escape!
You're not the only one who can bring a tank to a fist fight. You're just the only one afraid to use live rounds.
That guy doesn't know you very well now, does he? I think you're trapped down here. What kind of supervillain thinks a bullet to the stomach and a handful of tanks will stop the Batman?
Drone's been hit and still in the fight! He's hitting us hard!
I need to clear the area. Time to rescue Oracle and make the Arkham Knight pay.
I see you're back in the car, Master Bruce.
I'm going after the Knight. He's here in the tunnels.
Then let us hope he has Miss Gordon with him.
Damn it, he's here! Open the door! Open the doors!
So the Batmobile's thermal scanner is only picking up one body. It's the driver. No sign of Miss Gordon.
He knows where she is, Alfred. He's not getting away.
So once we catch up to the armored vehicle and cause it to wreck, we will unlock a new series of side missions where we continue to pursue other armored vehicles just like this. And on that note, there are a few more side missions that are available that I haven't mentioned up till now, all of which are militia related, and you're just going to be harassing them in all of them, so they all kind of feel like the same side mission even though they're not. The other three are going to be Occupy Gotham, Own the Roads, and Campaign for Disarmament. Occupy Gotham is going to be where you're going to rooftops that happen to have red spotlights on them, and you're going to be fighting militia at pretty much every single one in order to take down those vantage points. On the roads, you're going to be doing the same thing, but on the ground looking for roadblocks. And Campaign for Disarmament, we got a glimpse of what that was going to look like. We did the first part of that earlier in this playthrough, where we upload a virus to one of the bombs and then ultimately blow it up. These missions are probably my least favorite and very repetitive. At the very least, they're not very interesting early on because there's not really a big name villain attached to them. You're just harassing the militia. Well, there's not a big name villain attached to them yet. Give it time.
The driver isn't the Arkham Knight, but he'll know where I can find him.
How does it feel to be chasing the wrong man?
Where is the Arkham Knight?
You won't find him!
You think I didn't know you were tracking my broadcast location? Here's a lesson, Batman. I know how you think, which means I know how to beat you.
Where is he?
With Barbara Gordon. She's ours now. Can you imagine what the Knight's going to do to her? What are you doing? No! You can't do this!
Where is he?
He's gone to see the little man, the Penguin. He supplied the safe houses for the attack. The Knight's gone to pay him for his services. That's it. That's all I know. No more!
Remember something else?
He uses a refrigeration company as a front. The trucks distribute weapons throughout the city.
What's it called?
North Refrigeration.
Thank you.
Alfred, I need you to find out everything you can about North Refrigeration.
Of course. May I inquire why?
Penguin's supplying arms to the Arkham Knight, and right now, he's the best lead we have to finding Barbara.
I'll look into it right away, sir. Ah, I can see Mr. Fox is trying to contact you.
Lucius.
Mr. Wayne, your new Batmobile upgrade is ready to deploy. The Batwing is en route to Grand Avenue.
Sir, I've discovered an exploit the Arkham Knight was using to broadcast via your gauntlet. Rest assured that all of our communications are securely encrypted. Should I lock him out to prevent further disruptions?
Keep the channel open, Alfred. The more he talks, the more I know about him.
Very well, sir.
Sir, we just tracked a fast-moving aircraft heading in on Grand Avenue. This thing just pulled a J-turn, clocking in at 12 Gs. I don't know anything that can do that.
I do. Show him what it means to go to war.
The weapons generator Mark III allows the user to overcharge secondary weapons, increasing their offensive capability.
This is going to be the very last drone attack of the video, and I'll just use this as my opportunity to insert my closing comments before the video is over. At the very end, you're going to get some final dialogue between Bruce and Alfred. That'll be the last plot essential thing in the video. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, this is going to wrap up part 3. Overall, it went pretty smoothly. I'm looking forward to part 4. Looking forward to part 4, where we'll be going after North Refrigeration, and specifically the Penguin, to get things kicked off, and continue looking for Oracle along with the Arkham Knight and Scarecrow. Having now said a lot of the same things twice, since at the very beginning of the video I mentioned how this audio had been inadvertently deleted, I felt like all of it held up pretty good from the first time around. I don't think it's too much of a downgrade in any one area. I felt really good about it the first time, but I think number 2 is pretty solid as well. Anyway, enough about all that. Stay tuned for part 4. Whenever it comes out, check it out, and we'll be pursuing Penguin and North Refrigeration.
Sir, I've been looking into North Refrigeration as you requested. It seems Master Grayson has been investigating them for some time.
Good. Tell him to send me what he has.
He insisted on seeing you in person, sir. He's on his way from Bloodhaven with the pertinent information. He'll meet you on a rooftop overlooking the Ranelagh Ferry Terminal.
Thanks, Alfred.
In the meantime, sir, scans have established that the Arkham Knight has mobilized his senior lieutenants in armored personnel carriers throughout the city. We currently have a lock on one such vehicle, should you wish to intervene and remove them from the battle.
And as is becoming a regular thing at this point, it's not deliberately, but has become a bit of a trend. There is a comedy end to the end of this video as well, so for all of you stick around for that part, enjoy it. Take care. See you in part 4.
What do we got?
Good enough.